U.S. citizens no longer like living in the suburbs. As a matter of fact, there's a trend to move closer to the urban zones, where crime rates have dropped, schools are improving, and people are less dependent on their cars to move around. Our correspondent Mary McCarthy has a story from Denver.
After spending most of her life in the suburbs, Monica Sparks recently bought an apartment in downtown Denver.
I can walk to the grocery store, I can take my dog for a walk, I can find a restaurant.
Monica was tired of the suburban sprawl that requires driving everywhere, and she felt cut off from her neighbors.
I would live in these mansion-like homes, and we were isolated. The energy is really important to me downtown. I really have a sense that people are still alive.
Monica's move is part of a wider trend of Americans wanting to move closer to the urban core. In 2011, for the first time in 100 years, the rate of growth of America's urban population outpaced that of its suburban population.
Denver is sort of out in front of this, that the city is, that sort of re-urbanization trend has really happened really fast in Denver and Seattle and Portland and Austin.
Like many downtown neighborhoods, Denver's Park Hill has grown in popularity as it's become safer and as its schools have improved. But that's led to skyrocketing real estate prices.
The houses here are extremely expensive. Houses go on the market for an asking price, and oftentimes they get 2-3 proposals that are $10,000 to $15,000 above their asking price.
Historically, Park Hill was one of the most ethnically diverse neighborhoods in Denver. But with the uptick in price, many minorities have been pushed out.
The city is becoming much younger, much better off in terms of income, and it's really becoming this sort of playground for 20-somethings.
Cities like Denver are seeing a sharpening divide between popular gentrifying neighborhoods occupied by wealthy, mostly white residents, and poor neighborhoods that haven't seen any improvement in living conditions. Denver's most famous effort to promote urban living is seen as a mixed success. The city invested heavily in transforming this site of a former airport into a massive neighborhood not far from downtown. Cafes and stores in close proximity to houses is meant to encourage walking rather than driving. And the architecture of homes promotes interaction with neighbors.
What we do at Stapleton is the front of the house is all porch, with a detached garage in the back serviced by an alley. And what that does is it really moves your outdoor living space to the street.
But some Stapleton residents say the neighborhood in fact feels just like the suburbs. It's not practical to walk many places, and prices are too high for any real socioeconomic or ethnic diversity.
There's a tendency from development right now in North America to sort of, barely change the suburban paradigm, but then put a new sticker on it, and call it green or call it livable, call it urban living, without really fundamentally changing the basis of that development model.
Experts differ when it comes to just how big the urban shift is and how fast it's happening, but nearly all of them agree that the days of America's ever-expanding suburbs are over. Mary McCarthy for Telesur, Denver.